Hey guys, this is the HCC Playbook. Today we're going to be watching a VOD between Team Dignitas and Ballistics from 2 years ago. I'm joined by Soy and Ethereal. Let's take it away.
Oh,
do you remember this?
Yes.
Do you remember who wins?
Why this game?
We won one.
No, why?
It's the only game we win. Look, it's Lily. It's
I need
Lily.
a Dragon Shire match.
No, don't watch Dragon Shire. Watch this game.
I hate this match.
It's Lily.
No! No, stop it.
It's Soy Brightwing.
Yeah, spot.
Oh, it's Illidan Tacit at top.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the meta.
Wait, why am I in the 4-man? What happened there?
Oh, because Lily's broken. Oh, no, I remember. This was our theory. Is that we could put Lily against Illidan Tass and they wouldn't be able to push.
Yeah.
It was really
Yeah.
bad.
And then we lost like the whole fort, right?
I'm like,
Yeah.
they're going to just keep pushing.
I mean, we got a tower. We got a tower.
Have we
it
got
was
one
value.
tower? Oh, there's towers under the forts as well.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
Please.
Soy feed!
No, I said no feed.
Soy
I
first
said no
blood.
feed. No.
You were
I
first
said no
blood.
kidding.
No.
No.
You died
first
first.
blood.
You died first. That's all that matters.
And you die.
It was
I
worth
knew.
it.
Yo,
1 for
but
1.
we top first and you die and me. It's good. Okay?
No.
Look, I'm winning Illidan. Easy. Jonghao. Jonghao's new.
No.
Chobo Jonghao.
No.
Wait. If this was nowadays, we'd give this one up.
Yeah, no, it's weird that we're contesting this.
Maybe it was like, yeah, we can't lose the 5v5, boys.
Maybe we can't.
Let's just fight
Do we
them.
win it? I don't remember we won
I
this.
can't remember.
Do people
don't
play
know.
Poison
Let's
Spear
find
now?
out.
I think you're going to go like something weird at 7.
If I'm inting, I'm blaming someone else for sure.
Oh my
Ethereal?
god. Ethereal?
Oh, okay.
Someone else's fault.
Okay.
Hello?
There's no way that was mine.
Okay, but you die.
We got value.
Okay.
Look at Lily, she's bot.
Oh, yeah.
Worth
Li-
it.
Lily's
The
pushing.
XP is...
This Lily's really good, actually.
Really push is so bad.
You have no damage!
Oh, Soy?
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Oh, the
Oh,
judge?
Oh, do you mean dodge the Muradin stun?
Okay,
That was important. Oh, Noblesse, no Avatar? Oh, Jonghao?
You have no damage.
No damage
You don't
call.
do anything.
No damage call.
Oh.
Ooh,
Oh.
big
Nacho.
wall. We're still full HP.
It was the jugs, man. The jugs are broken.
Stop this man.
You see that? See,
Can't kill call.
in post editing, they're gonna show us watching this, right? And then they're gonna slow down when I dodge the Muradin stun because it was super important. We missed the draft. The draft could have provided a lot of insight, you know. Maybe Greyman was banned. Oh, Soy?
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 Oh, Soy!
Soy?
That's noob. Chobo. Oh,
I know
What happened?
that's a keep. What a great macro play from Team Dignitas, actually.
Let's not blame individuals here. It's a team game.
At least until it's happened. Oh,
Look at this
it's happening.
Keke.
Oh,
Oh.
Soy.
Soy!
No,
Soy.
can't
Soy,
kill.
you always feed. Your team would win if you didn't die.
Yeah, maybe I feed.
saying.
That's maybe what happened.
It could've
Not
been-
Soy feeding.
I'm just basing it off,
Wait.
you know, current experience.
We have to core, right? There's no way we don't core.
Yeah, how do we not call here, actually? Because this game lasts way longer.
We have to core, right?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, but why?
nowadays,
Okay.
it's a core.
Why don't we
Okay.
call? Why not? Do we get baited? Is it? Oh, okay.
Oh, benefit?
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Kind of awkward.
If this was now, I'd be like, what's going on?
You would have called twice.
We had Sonya.
Probably should have called it.
We didn't core. He's got to be gone. Wait.
He's out.
He's
Can't
actually
kill
out.
call.
We kill Soy. Oh, Soy! Oh, Soy!
Mene.
Mene Vala.
Yeah, very well OP. This time.
Just this time.
I mean, we got the keep.
Yeah, we got the
can
keep.
core. Look, there's no shield. We can core.
Actually, how do we not call?
There's no complete. There's like 4 times this game that we
I
could
bet we
have
didn't even notice.
scored.
I bet no one even said it. We didn't even realize they had no shield.
I don't want.
How do you not call? We
this
had
match.
Sonya and they had no shield. That has to
I
be a
don't
call,
want
eh?
this man.
You know what?
How
That's
bad
good.
was the level of play?
It's pretty bad, actually.
I want to miss this.
No, we don't.
No.
No. What's this one? Look, dig win.
Yeah, so one time.
One time. Oh, SC. Oh.
Oh, gotta be dead.
Oh.
Oh, Bakery.
Big dream from Bakery.
No,
actually.
stop.
James Baker.
James Baker. Lily. Oh. What do you have? Oh, no, he has Storm Shield at 20 on Task.
Can't kill.
Oh, okay. Kelfast is gone, right? What am I doing? I think that's what everyone's asking. What is he doing?
That's what I'm asking. Wait, Merlin did a really weird jump. Did he
Yeah.
jump stun you? And then, what was
He
that?
just killed himself.
That was really
We
strange.
can.
Wait, here's the highlight. Oh, Soy dead, 5 deaths.
Oh,
Here's
no,
the highlight.
this is the stitch.
This is the best part of the game.
Ah.
Oh. This is the best part of the
No.
game. That's good, that's good. It's good. That was the best moment of BlizzCon right there.
I'm already at court. Like now, I'm sure
Now
we can
you're
court.
sure, yeah, this is
Like
the moment.
now it's level 21.
Oh, piste?
Whoa, he's PM.
Imagine if we didn't court
Oh.
He's bad boy.
Oh, piste boy, okay.
I never beast him.
Okay.
it. Yeah, you never did it.
You
To
need
be
to-
fair, I was Lily.
Can we actually court? I think this is a back out and
Yeah,
camp
might
sort
want
of
to
thing.
do some camps.
Okay, we need a next match.
no, that's
We
enough.
need-
That's enough for one day. That's enough.
And that's where the tournament ended. We won the whole tournament.
That was the end, right? It was over. That was the final. Dignitas 3-1.
Zero? Okay, next match.
No. That's good. That's good. Thank you very much for watching HC Playbook. We'll see you next time.
Welcome to the final episode of the HGC Minute for 2018. We've got lots to recap, and we really do want this to be a minute, so let's talk heroes. Spoiler alert, it's not a minute long. Opening week started off with some intense matches. Every team in the group stage came out guns a-blazing. Miracle, unpredictable as always, won every match outside of their series against Gen G. Gen G, the reigning world champions, did not disappoint. They swept Group A, only dropping a single game to Team Liquid. In Group B, Dignitas went undefeated, setting the stage for the much-anticipated Gen G Dignitas rematch in the tournament stage. Spirits ran high at BlizzCon and the competition was fierce. Gen G made quick work of the 1, and Liquid beat Heroes Hearth Esports 2-1. It was in the semis that history was almost made. Team Liquid took Gen G the distance and almost beat them on Braxis in Game 5. A Zerg wave pushing with a boss crushed Liquid's hopes for a grand finals in a game that they were initially dominating. On the other side, Dignitas beat Tempo easily, and Miracle won the upset against fellow Korean team Tempest. However, Miracle's miracle run was ended by Dignitas in 4 games. As if it were scripted from the start, the series we'd been waiting 6 months for had now been set. Dignitas would face Gen G again in the grand finals. Gen G did not hesitate and seized the moment. After 2 blowout games, Dignitas tried to fight back with a signature JPL Stitches pick. All was going well for Dignitas as they began to siege the core, but Gen G defended their position and wiped Dignitas with only 3% remaining. And with that defense, Gen G was crowned the HGC Global Champions for the 2nd year in a row. You don't really think we can give you a single MVP for the entirety of the HGC Finals, do you? It could be any of these players. Just look at Rich and Reset taking out everyone in their path, or any member of Dignitas, like JPL with the money hooks. Or maybe even Arcaner, who achieved the impossible along with the rest of Team Liquid. We don't know about you, but we'd love to hear who you guys thought was the MVP of the HGC Finals. Thank you, HGC fans, for an amazing 2018. As always, if you missed any of the HGC action, you can check out the VODs on our website, playheroes.com/esports. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. That's a wrap for HGC 2018. Until next time, heroes, we'll see you in the Nexus.
All hands on deck for Team Liquid, the underdogs in this series. They came in swinging, they took a game off of Gen G, but if anything, it just poked the bear, awoken the beast. And that's maybe something that Dignitas is not going to be happy with if they're able to make it through Miracle, or whoever makes it up there in the grand finals.
Yeah, Phil Dignitas has another problem before they have to really look at Gen G. With Miracle's performance yesterday, I would worry about them first before I look at the final.
That's
better
true.
be awoke.
Cart
That's
before
for
the
sure.
horse.
That is an
Dang it.
interesting kind of like conspiracy theory, if you will, that, you know, some of the community has been throwing around. And I'd be willing to give it some credit that I do wonder if, like, for instance, Gen G had walked through this series and hadn't dropped a game and hadn't shown any sign of struggle, let's say that Dig or somebody is able to meet them at the top, if they haven't been threatened before that point, can they emotionally recover in this moment fast enough, especially if the crowd is going to be against them? And I wonder, you know, is that losing that game going to better their chances when looking at the grand final? I'd be willing to say I think maybe a little bit.
Well, Dreadnought enjoying a conspiracy theory. I've never heard that
Yeah.
before. Let's see if we could get some conspiracy Illuminati confirmed with the next map. Team Liquid chooses first pick. Gen G will take us to Infernal Shrines. There's got to be some sort of conspiracy here because they used to hate this map.
They used
Sort
to.
of.
It
They
depends.
pick it, but it didn't work.
Pick an era too, right? Because in the back, you know, at the kind of rising moments of the original roster of MVP Black, this was the go-to battleground for them. I think there's a lot of things that do open back up since a couple of the reworks, especially when looking towards the Kerrigan, and that is something we've got to be looking at. And also, I wouldn't put it past Gen G to look towards that Sergeant Hammer route once more.
For Team Liquid, what are some favored heroes that you feel are must picks for them?
I mean, honestly, one of the heroes that I still think could make an appearance here, depending on the rest of the draft that they get, is Abathar. Trickstar pointed out earlier. We normally see Abathar banned within Europe, and this is a map where it was run by Liquid in the past, but do they get the picks that would really enable Abathar to really have a big impact here? That's my main question, but it's definitely something that always floats around in the back as a potential option.
For me, the hammer ban, obviously coming out here from Team Liquid, was important because I feel like they typically on this battleground build for that shrine phase. They're going to be going into that Alex draws. We've seen that in the past. It's definitely an option for them. So building a composition that allows for them to control that point is one way for them to be able to break down Gen G. And there's one that they showed off time and time again. That I feel like is their best chance to stay active in this series. But they do go for the typical Tyrande instead. You can't ignore her.
Kerrigan's still up, so is Garrosh. Team Liquid realizing that they need to adjust off of that Garrosh despite it being up, despite the Diablo ban, to make sure that they still get Tyrande.
Yeah, Garrosh, though, a little bit less appealing here, so I actually would likely assume that we're going to get ourselves a Kerrigan in this rotation because it's one of the aggressive, yeah, there it is, snap pick there, just because of the opportunities coming out from the Tyrael itself and being able to bear with that. But as I was talking about, Garrosh is normally the person we see with the Tyrande, but Garrosh on Infernal Shrines, you're going to be flipping skeletal defenders, not heroes, and that's a tough time there.
Offlaner is going to be interesting, I feel, for now, when we're looking at Gen G. Is it going to be a Ural again? Because that can really ruin a combo attempt that we will see on the side of Team Liquid. Blaze already banned out here, and they ban Arthas instead. Always great to have Arthas around when you go up against Kerrigan. Works well with her, works well against her if you play her cards right. But I feel that at this point, you're going to very likely see Ural again for Gen G, and so far, that has been a hugely impactful hero for them.
Is there potential for Arterial to be a side laner and maybe we actually get the Garrosh for Team Liquid and they just go full all in on the idea of trying to find kills, even though it is difficult around the shrine phase?
I think if you go for that route, then you need to make sure the offlaner is not going to be somebody with wave clear.
Yeah.
And let's be real here, in the current meta, somebody with wave clear in the offlane is pretty much a staple needed there. Malthael,
True.
Maybe a little bit more vulnerable to the Tyrael matchup in the fact that he doesn't have the greatest wave clear, but he's got the kill potential to make up for it. And again, that macro pressure. Tyrael can do that later, but he needs to be able to build into that direction, I feel, to hold his own there.
So are we thinking Ural for Eternal then?
I would really like it. I think it's
Yeah.
one of the tools that they need, that or, you know, finding a way to ideally have the bunker, but obviously that being banned out, not going to be a realistic option for them.
Ural and Gul'dan.
It honestly surprised me a bit that Team Liquid got away with picking Ural for themselves.
Gen G has been picking Malthael more, and I feel like that Johanna adjustment that we've seen so far throughout the entire series in the drafting is due to the amount of scrims that Team Liquid and Gen G have played together, because they've scrimmed each other quite a bit.
I mean, you have a really aggressive setup now. You get the extra armor, you have the shields from Tyrael, you can jump in with all three of them. The Sonya comes out, we've seen that a bit on the side of Korea again.
I don't know if I'm sold, man.
I wasn't on towers, and they pulled it off. I just think Gen G is on another level. I don't know. What are you feeling here, Dreadnought?
I think the biggest thing is looking at how many targets can be susceptible to the last rights combo with the Sonya prep, and how long does that Sonya prep come in? So you look at the Gul'dan, 1 spear, 1 W, call it a night. That's a last rights one shot. Yrel, a little bit more realistic. Tyrael, one of the more susceptible warriors when that comes in. You can force the sanctification there. Kerrigan, very vulnerable, and Tyrande, extremely vulnerable. So I feel like this double warrior, or excuse me, double offlane, if you will, approach is very healthy, and it's needed purely because one of those two has to provide shrine control. And that is where the Sonya comes in to get the shrine control so Malthael can be in the offlane threat. And when the team fight comes in, Sonya preps, Malthael locks in, and just good night Liquid.
What do you think about a Jaina instead of a Gul'dan here? I think I'd be a little bit more sold on the Jaina, be a little bit more clear, but you get the ability to blow up that front line. Gul'dan's great later side for the corruption, but
It's another late game.
I honestly like the level 10 though, because that's something where you can start to finally destroy a little bit that cohesion that you see from Gen G, and I think that's a big, huge part of why they go for that pick.
Right.
Because the blow-up potential with Jaina, absolutely agree, is way bigger, but at the same time, that Horrify can finally break that mold that kept Gen G together.
True.
And it's a scary combo. If you
Sure.
at any point lock down with Kerrigan, you have a Trina follow up, and then Corruption comes through, that's a ton of damage.
They need a ton of damage. They need scary combos because Team Liquid's life is on the line. They need your energy, crowd, so give it to them as we head into Game 4.
that's right. Team Liquid needs to find a way to break a Gen G. They did it in game number 1, but since then, Gen G has been shutting them down in all aspects of the game. Can they do it here, Caldor?
Well, if not, then they at least will go out with a bang, because that is an aggressive composition that
True.
they drafted here. A very aggressive one, to say the least. And I'm hyped for it. I want to see if they can bring this to a 5th game. Or if Gen G now wins 3 in a row.
Let's move straight into it, man. We are going straight into Infernal Shrines here on the left side. The blue team, Sake, showing off his Deku Cane, providing those potions. Kyocha bringing back the Sonya. Rich playing some Malthael, looking for those last rights. Reset here to get those engages, and Tist on Johanna. It is Gen G.
And on the right side of the map, fighting for their life in this series, Billy on Tyrael, Eternal on Yrel, Arcane on another Hyphy hero with a Kerrigan, Nurok on Tyrande, and Hazobs on Gul'dan. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Liquid!
Everyone's eyes needs to be on Arcaner. He's put in so much work this year, but now in possibly the last game at BlizzCon, he is pulling out the Kerrigan. Can he find those combos against Gen G, a team that is an expert at grouping up and punishing you?
It's another hero that puts the pressure on him right from the get-go. As we've seen in game number 1 when he played Tracer, you have that mobility, you have that aggression, you want to bounce around there. But it's also something else. Look at the level 1 on Nurok here, going for the moonlit arrows. Not quite what I expected, I have to admit, on the Tyrande, trying to go for the cooldown reduction instead here.
On one side, you have that cooldown reduction, which you're going to be getting on top of the shrines, right?
Yes.
You're going to be pumping out a lot of heals being available to you, and you're expecting to be the aggressors here. So if you just get those heals and you keep that Kerrigan and Tyrael alive, eventually you're going to find that combo. On the other side, though, you're missing out on, of course, some of the major perks of the other talents.
Still a pretty cool adjustment here. Really, it's an interesting one for sure. But now we have also the aggression starting at the top lane already, very heavily. One of the things that I'm definitely going to watch out for is obviously Gul'dan. How many stacks and how quickly is Hazobs going to be able to get those? 5 so far, so already beneficiary of the early game here. Trying to land a few more as we are seeing Gen G move for the early camp.
All about those camps there. Gen G able to grab that one in the middle lane. Team Liquid did the same to Echo on their side here. All about that wave curve they built towards that shrine face, trying to stay neck and neck in experience. Kerrigan around that shrine face can build up those shields and make it hard for Gen G to move in. I'm looking at Sonya. She's got to be quick on that rotation, as Dread was mentioning in the draft.
Liquid has presented themselves really well at BlizzCon in general, but now this might be the end of the road, as Gen G has definitely woken up after game number 1. Liquid hoping, of course, to force this to game number 5, but can they pull that off? Heavy engage after level 10 is going to be what we expect here, with the Sanctification, trying to move in through Yrel, providing the extra armor, and then all eyes are going to be on Kerrigan and the Gul'dan follow-up. But I really feel that with Gul'dan, it's honestly that level 10 where I can see them maybe breaking that synergy of Gen G a bit, because it's really what I felt they missed to pull off in the previous 2 games, where it was just too much. Gen G using it perfectly on Towers of Doom to keep Rich alive on the Sergeant Hammer, and then in the 3rd game, just again, no kill opportunities for Liquid, and I feel Gul'dan can be that linchpin.
The synergy really needs to be together, though, that's for sure. If Kerrigan goes in for that combo, you want to make sure you don't split them up too much, and you also bring one person into you to make sure you can have that Toronto Luna Flare, so Tunnel Mark, and blow up a target, but it's definitely there for Team Liquid. Team Liquid for now, finding a slight lead in experience, but Gen.G is right behind them, playing slow and reactive, making sure not get caught out by this Kerrigan. But finally, it is judgment time. The Shrine is activating in 7 seconds to the bottom.
Time to go. Let's see if Liquid can pull something off here. Arcana already starting to hop around here. Hazob's, of course, looking for the additional stacks as we're moving into the Shrine. Gen.G taking the position a bit earlier. Here comes the damage. Eternal on the move, and a great attack here, trying to isolate the front line. Gen.G needs to move out as both of the front lines take severe damage.
A big split there for Team Liquid, though. Kerrigan not finding that full combo she was looking for, but Eternal doing his best to knock away Gen.G as Team Liquid is catching up in the count. 14-11. The shields coming out from Tyrael. Team Liquid doing their best to hold on, but Rich is really cleaving away his opponents.
Hazobs needs to be careful with the positioning here as he's looking for the engage once again. Eternal in the middle of things. Rich moving out again, dodging the stuns here. Billy in trouble, moving out and barely escaping as the fight continues and turns against Test.
Ocelot bring out the Fell Flame, but Arcana is low. Get the shield here at the last second, comes around. Do they have the combo available? Rich will fall first. Fort Billy holding that front line too as well. Gonna have that trait value coming out soon. Arcana in the corner, goes for a combo. He gets one, he gets two, and the Tyrael trait value coming out, but it's just Nurok and Sake. A support battle for the agents.
It's a support battle, 200 against Deckard Kane. 4 dead on each side as the fight continues. Nurok and Sake fighting it out here in the middle. 37 stacks for Team Liquid. 32 against 28. And Nurok is going for it.
Nurok's going for you. He has a better auto attack damage, and he should be able to get it. Sake's already backing up there. Malthael on his way. Nurok low on mana, trying to pull all these minions to the side, and Tyrael will come over. Gen.G gives it up.
What a bloodbath. What an insane bloodbath in the first Shrine of the game. 4 kills on each side. Team Liquid gets the first Punisher.
And you know why he won that? Because of his level 1 Moonlit Arrows, a cooldown reduction, providing the heals. Big change there for Nurok as Team Liquid gets the first Punisher, and they push in the bottom lane.
Already worth it. Hashtag value. Here comes the pressure play, and once more they're trying to break through that wall, seeing how much damage they can put onto the fort itself. Hazo looking for those stacks on his Echoed Corruption.
Combo.
Sitting at 12. They're going for the combo. They're going for the kill, and Malthael kisses his life goodbye.
Team Liquid bringing the aggression. Kyocha spinning to win here, but will he be able to survive? The Fell Flames coming out. Eternal come up for the chase. Kyocha gets comboed again. There's the bop as Eternal goes in and finds another kill, and down goes a fort.
They go for the kill, they go for the double. Sonya down, and so is Malthael. The fort eliminated, and Liquid with the aggression in game number 4 take the level lead.
Team Liquid takes a level lead, immediately moves over to the mercenary camps, gets that pushing in as well, but Gen.G do not count them yet. They continuously will always come back and fight afterwards, and that level 10 comes online. Last Rites, Dragon's Arrow, Sonya being able to force a fight. That Wrath of Berserker in particular is going to make it much harder for Eternal and Kerrigan to shut him down.
Also, we didn't really see too many follow-ups from Nurok yet. Even he doesn't have a single stack on his level 4 talent on the Lunar Blaze, so they're not quite on sync just yet, but they already show that aggression within the fights. And especially Arcana has been landing some of these combos with, of course, Gul'dan just capitalizing on it, getting those stacks. 12 for him so far, but he wants to speed that process up. The early level 10 though, and the heroic abilities. This is where Liquid is going to feel confident to maybe even dive past a fort if they have an opportunity to get some kills.
I'm glad you pointed it out, because on that first Shrine, there was so many moments where Kerrigan had a combo available, but Eternal knocked him out of the combo. The Luna Flare didn't come in, and that's going to be an issue on the second phase if they're unable to figure that out, especially with Deckard Kane and his Rose coming on. Lord Nato gives you that sudden engage on Kerrigan. If you want to go with the stay a while and listen, you have that punish if Toronto's already used their Lunar Flare, so they have to make sure they're on point and they get that synergy together.
I mean, you look at Gen.G and who can they attack here? You have the Churl with the Sanctification, you have the Ardent Defender. You need to go for that Toronto, that Kerrigan, or of course Hazobs with Gul'dan here. So there's definitely a couple of targets in the back, but you need to break through the front first. There's the level 10s, the engage potential with the Hanzo Arrow once again, the finisher move with the last rights available to them too, as we're seeing Gen.G in a position where they are totally willing to see if there's a fight available.
It's going to be that Lord Nato coming in against Team Liquid. Kerrigan will have to watch out for that, as that will be the main way to make sure that you do not get the disengage that you are trying to get. Horrify available too for Team Liquid. Let's work on those mercenary camps. The next Shrine will be in the top lane. Gen.G and Team Liquid doing their best to set up for that.
Both of the teams immediately with the camp here. Bot lane, very safe play here by Eternal. They don't have the vision, so he stays far back with his Urel, making sure that no one can collapse on him. That was a play that Gen.G pulled off several times against the offlaner in the previous maps. And here's the Shrine. Big team fight again. about to happen here as both of the teams get ready for the battle.
And it's time, Calidor, but Gen.G right now has the lane advantage. They're going to use that, breaking down this turret wall. If they can, they would love to start looking on that well, but Team Liquid realizing how severe of a threat that is. Bring everyone up to defend that top lane, and here they are. Yrel coming in for that flank as well, so Gen.G backs up. But again, they understand how scary Kerrigan is on the Shrine. They get there first.
I love how both of the teams are absolutely willing to bring the fight here. And once again, Hazovs from the backline getting the stacks in for his Echoed Corruption. Arcana looking for the combo. Nurok will have to be there with a follow-up, but they need to also protect the flank here as we see Tiss moving forward with the Condemn, trying to set it up for his teammates. Tiss needs to be careful here, eats the damage, but Gen.G moves in deeper.
Arcana, same time, is just jumping around, ready for that combo. There's a fear, and there's a pick. Sandification comes out too, and here's a Maelstrom. Arcana go for the chase with a Inferno leading the charge.
He's jumping in, they want to go for Tiss here next. Also Kyoja, the spin to win is active once again. Eternal still hopping around here with his Yrel. Ardent defender on cooldown, of course, but here comes Sonya. They're trying to go for her. He's so low and Kyoja falls.
Inferno's low too, but he keeps hopping in, providing that armor, and Team Liquid finds 1, 2, 3, 4 kills in total as Team Liquid gets the top lane pushing in, and the best part too is they have a lead on the Shrine, 21-11.
A 2-level lead, 10 kills against 4, the lead on the Shrine. All eyes on the keeps, on the structures as Team Liquid is looking to capitalize on the team fight victory.
Gen.G's got to play slower. Malthael having a really hard time on that front line. He's stepping up, he's getting comboed, going for the aggressive plays. He's got to make sure he has the support there of Decker Kane before he moves in. Team Liquid is pouncing constantly on top of Rich. And the other part too is that Kyoja's been a bit late on these rotations. We had the majority of Gen.G on the Shrine immediately, but they actually lost out on the race because they didn't have Sonya, their main clear, there to get these minions.
It's so difficult right now for Gen.G to really break through the Tyrael and Yrel combo that we are seeing from Team Liquid. Every time you see that big engage happening, the Sanctification, the shields, they are there, and Hazovs with a Horrify made a great play, and it's ready again. They can look for a kill here. If he lands the Horrify, it could be Keep, it could be more. The Protector, the Punisher is already going in, it's Arcane. Here comes the Horrify, and they try to get the kill against Kyoja, but Sonya moves out.
With 1 HP, but the Punisher available for a jump again. Rich is backing up here. He will be able to stay alive, but the Keep, not so lucky. Team Liquid turns their attention, and they will burn it. Catapult Pressure will be pushing in that top one. Wait a minute, it's a 5. No! The Corruption Stacks finally get the kill as Gen.G is chasing, looking for a kill.
The Arcane Sentry with the last spin delivers the damage as Team Liquid gets the 10-minute keep against Gen.G.
22 Corruption Stacks, 4 Hostile Ops, looking over to Toronto, only hitting 1 Lunar Flare this entire match. Imagine if he actually connects with those.
It's actually insane. He had a tough time so far landing those Lunar Flares for sure. And also, the stacks that we're seeing on Gul'dan are not really all that high. He started off well in the early game, but he started to fall off a bit in those big fights. It also just shows how well Gen.G plays around that and just doesn't stack up.
Usually trying to finish it off before 16, but Team Liquid a little over half a level from that 16, so need to finish that up as soon as possible, but Gen.G continues to play around it. Gen.G at the same time though, is trying to find themselves back in the game. With 2 levels behind, they want to find some experience, and they're looking for it here in the middle lane.
Yeah, the 13 talents are also strong. I mean, at this point, with no escape on Kyoja, the extra speed bonus that he gets is going to be huge. Shroud of Wisdom here for the Spell Armor on Malthael, who's sitting at 161 stacks for the Black Harvest on level 4. And of course also the Blast Hammer. More damage coming in, more survivability. Gen.G definitely still having the tools here, but this time it's Liquid who starts to walk away with these advantages. They're now getting the talent advantage. They have the 16. They can use it for map control, maybe steal a few camps away, and also immediately just turn their attention towards some structures.
Yeah, they're pushing this advantage, making sure to take that lead and doing something with it. Kyoja's coming for a flank here. Arcaner goes in. No combo yet. Kyoja spins here, playing it safe, goes in for a combo. Eternal taking some damage. He should have that back soon.
Horrify is ready. Gen.G has to be very, very careful that they don't overchase. If they walk into a bad choke point and then the Horrify comes through, that could be another big split in the team, and Liquid picking up another kill. So Gen.G has to be cautious. They have a lot of tools to get a kill themselves, but if they are a bit too greedy here, Liquid could turn around and punish them.
Gen.G working on that 16. If they have to, they can give up this middle shrine as well. It's definitely a possibility for them to build towards that 16. This fort here in the middle is something that stands in the way, but Team Liquid is trying to do away with that. Make sure that they don't have options to just allow that shrine to be given away.
Someone on the side of Gen.G has to step up and really make that play. Is it going to be Hanzo with the arrow? We're going to see the Blessed Shield engage, or maybe that Lonado. Someone needs to give them an opportunity to get the kills, because right now Liquid, they know exactly that they have to push this. They cannot simply let Gen.G walk away with that. They have to be very careful that as long as they hold the talent advantage, they are getting value. So they take the fort in the mid lane, and they immediately think about invading the camp towards the top left.
We're going to the top left. Corruption's coming out. Kyoka's dropping straight on Arcaner. Arcaner comes in for a combo, misses out, but he's able to dash away. Tiss on the other side is going for that back line and taking a beating.
Tiss needs to be really careful here. He's immediately being attacked. He's going for the Iron Skin, but we also have the Horrify coming out, and again it's Malthdale that falls. Team Liquid with another kill to run with the final blow, and Tiss also about to fall here. Billy wants him, but the heals are there. Sake is keeping his front line alive.
Exactly. Team Liquid's main focus is on this shrine, and they already have Arcaner on there, jumping up to 10-0 right now. There's no way Gen.G can contest this. All they can do is try to work on that level 16 themselves. But they are thinking about maybe coming over here and contesting against Team Liquid, who's trying to take away this Bruiser camp.
Eternal is ready though. Eternal is ready for it. There's just no way. They're thinking about it, but they don't have 16. They're 2 levels behind, and they give it up.
And Holy Ground too, there's no way they can move in for that. So Gen.G wasting some time here, some time they could have used to grab that experience. They actually put Kyocha on the bottom to work on it.
Yeah, exactly. Sonya at the bot lane right now is trying to get the experience here, trying to even play it safe around Vision because he's not quite sure, is someone maybe rotating over? But that's not the case. Team Liquid is laser focused onto the mid lane right now. They've already taken the top keep. If they can now move through the middle here, that would be fantastic for them. And it's not the only lane they concentrate on. We have Eternal topside trying to escort catapults towards the core, but he has to be careful that he doesn't get picked off here.
Trying to keep those catapults alive, wanting to make sure that if they have the option to go for a core, they can move forward with the aid of catapults.
Gen.G doesn't have 16 yet. Liquid with the advantages. They're looking for that engage once again. Wrath of the Berserker gets popped at Gen.G defense. They're trying to. No 16 for them yet. They're working on it, but the keep in the mid lane is about to fall.
Oswald has that Horrify up. He's looking for a prime target. Kyocha eats that big jump coming in there for the Punisher.
Arrow!
It whiffs though. Tist, however, steps up with a condemn. Horrify hits on the back left.
Horrify is being used here. We already have Arcana starting to jump in with the Maelstrom. They're looking for that engage again. No sanctification just yet, but the keep is still in play. Gen.G with the defense. They're going for Eternal!
Eternal on a defender gets some healing there. Arcaner's already used that combo. He needs to build a couple of seconds. He's starting to escape, but Rich is on the chain. Rich trying to find those combos here. Tis also stepping up as well. Team Liquid trying to get out, but Rich gets in the middle of them all.
Rich with a play attempt here. Sanctification, use that kill! Down goes Malthdale! Urel with the counter kill. It's a 1-for-1 as Gen.G keeps chasing.
Gen.G keeps chasing at the same time, though. Catapult are pushing in that top side, so Gen.G has to back up and start looking in the map control, but they've gotten a 1-for-1, and they've gotten 16, which is the important part.
They defended the keep. They defended their keep as the attack started. They didn't even have 16 talents, but even with the Punisher, Gen.G held on to the keep. That was a great defense by them. And then they get the kill against Urel there later. A huge chase for them, trying to push Team Liquid back. Incredibly well done by Gen.G here. And they are keeping Team Liquid in a position where Liquid has to be oh so careful.
And we have to revisit this. The level 1 talent for Goldan is only sitting at 25 stacks of the 40 needed. That extra damage is so important for Team Liquid. That late game corruption that you're looking for is not available for them.
Gen.G just doesn't allow the opportunities to stack. Normally when you hit 16 and get the Ruinous Affliction, you want that completed. But that wasn't the case here. Hazovs has hit some incredible Horrifies, but his echoed corruption stacks are just not where they should be.
So we're looking at Kerrigan. She's the main focus now because you don't have that late game power spike that you're looking for on Goldan. They're gonna have to finish it up at some point between Sport Philly on the Tyrael and Arcaner on the Kerrigan. They gotta find these combos, but Gen.G gotta be feeling pretty darn confident. Now able to set up those full combos that we're looking for. Now Team Liquid building towards that level 20, but a shrine will be spawning pretty darn soon, and Gen.G is starting to feel comfortable on the map. You see them moving around, sharking, looking for an opportunity.
Yes, and Liquid immediately moving back Goldan at the bot lane too, because as you said, Gen.G looks for that opportunity, and Hazo pushing the lane out. Only can do it because he knows where everyone is positioned from the opponent's team. But the second they start disappearing off the map, he's moving back and joining up with the rest of them. It's all about that level 20 now, all about another potential kill through a Horrify. And Gen.G is looking for a battle. They have so far not been able to get a big kill here to Malthdale either. The last rights has not once been successful here.
But Gen.G's got to be happy about this timing here for the shrine at the top. It gives him a little bit of wiggle room to be able to jump on that shrine. I'll be up here in about 20 seconds. Meanwhile, Team Liquid having Kerrigan in the middle to work on that 20, soak up. Gen.G taking what experience they can, grabbing this turret, putting some damage on the minion wave, maybe even a little bit of damage on the fort, but time is running out.
Arcana is in that mid lane though. He's in the middle, he's getting the waves, he's getting the experience, and Liquid is saying, all right, we take the next wave topside. come up, we join up here, we go for the 20, and then we force the fight, and Genji is trying to race that shrine as fast as they can.
Genji only getting 4 minions there, cleaned up. Team Liquid steps up. Sportplay with that holy ground trying to lock in Tiss.
20.
Trying to show him here. Corruption comes out. 20 has connected, and Kyoja pops Wrath.
They have their Storm Talents right now. They're trying to go in Kyoja with the Wrath, as you already said, as Tiss is trying to look for the side.
Same time, Tyrael holding that front line as best he can. Arcana looking for a combo.
Malthael still on the shrine. He's
Rage. Here it comes out. Kyoja. Oh, Kyoja trying to escape. Will the poison be enough?
They keep him alive for now. He survives. Here comes the Tornado trying to split them. But again, Genji looking for a counter kill.
But Team Liquid is healthy. They look at Rich. Rich turns around, drops the last right. There's the sanctification.
Sanctification comes through, and again, you're out with the jump. And down goes Johanna. Team Liquid takes the oh-so important kill.
Takes the important kill, but also the Punisher. Genji thinking about fighting here, even stepping up to grab the experience here on the top lane. They know how important this 20 is. They are afraid of losing this Punisher and being pushed in.
Top keep is gone. They need to do something, and they know it.
Look at Ritzo. He gets done back, and another kill comes in for Team Liquid. Team Liquid is hungry for a game 5.
Team Liquid mercilessly takes them down one by one. 2 deaths already, and Genji is sticking around, trying to go for the backline. They try to go for Arcana.
They're trying for it. Hostile also in trouble as well. Hostile actually gets taken down. Genji has done it. Reset, able to jump over the wall. Wow! Kyoja at the same time is finished.
Kyoja, he gets cut off as Sport Billy jumps in. You shall not pass.
Kyoja, though, trying to stay alive, though, going to the back line. Arcana comes in with the Ravage, with the auto attack, and gets the kill. Meanwhile, the entire time, Punisher is pushing the top lane.
And Punisher's on the move, and with the hands are falling, the chances of Genji to defend here are dwindling away. Another stun connects, and that is Deckard Cain gone. Team Liquid moving towards the core, moving to victory, forcing game number 5 out of the Korean powerhouse. Down 1 game in the series, and they turn it on Infernal Shrines. They go in, they dig deep, they go for the aggressive plays, Kerrigan jump, Sanctification, the power plays at the front line, and at the end of the game, Team Liquid forces Genji onto a final map in the semi-final at BlizzCon 2018.
If there is one thing this team has, let's go with 2 things. Drive and heart.
Yeah.
Team Liquid coming out in game number 1, getting a victory, getting destroyed in game 2 and game number 3, to the point where I felt like mentally they were probably checking out. But in game number 4, they came back and showed that none of that is true. And they take the Korean team to game number 5. What a semifinals.
Team Liquid said, okay, poking the bear isn't going to work. We'll give him a horse kick, because holy cow, that game, starting off with something I have never, ever seen in all of my time. 4-for-4 trade, only supports left, and Tyrande takes a shrine. What the heck, Dread?
It was wild. It was crazy. But when we look at the comps and how it had to play out, that was a huge advantage for Liquid. They wanted to be able to get the early game shrine fight. And honestly, I'm surprised Genji was willing to give it to him. And I feel like that does kind of cater towards when talking about Genji. If there's any 2 weaknesses on their side, it's usually they can get baited into taking team fights that maybe they shouldn't have in certain areas. And then I think something that came to light heavily as we take a minute to appreciate that 6 deaths out from Rich. When he is on a squishy, things look very different. And I want to remind everybody, he had the chance to go inevitable end at 13 to maybe be that self-sustained. He goes for the spell armor. I mean, talk about confidence. And maybe to a fault there.
That was after he had already been focused.
Yes.
And was the person trying to drive the fight forward. And he was being horrified. He couldn't get in. He couldn't get to a place where he could even force maybe a sanctification. Sometimes he couldn't even get last rites off. So I was just as surprised as you were that there was no inevitable in there. What did you make of that?
That was definitely a little bit of a shocker there, but I am just blown away by how confident Liquid still plays here.
Resilient.
Because I have to agree with Trickster. After losing 2 maps in a row, I was like, all right, this looks very much like we're going to see a beatdown here in game 4. And the aggressive draft, and they played it so well. You can always argue that the stacks on Gul'dan might not even have been there, that Nurok didn't hit as many Luna flares as he needed to. But the Horrifies were on point, the Kerrigan follow-up was ready, and it just was really difficult for Genji to break through that combo of Tyrael and Urel at the front and get towards the backline.
I'm just realizing that game 1 and game 4, what do we have in common? Something hyper-aggressive for Arcaner. Tracer and Kerrigan. Let Arcaner shine. Let him do his thing, because he has proven many a time that he can work for this team under pressure, and he has brought them all the way to game 5. We gotta go to a break, but when we come back, you better not go anywhere. Game 5 in the conclusion.